Sherlock here to entertain you with the help of Blackstreet. I like the way to boogie, no diggity, no doubt. I like the way to boogie, no diggity, no doubt. Wait, that's not Blackstreet, no diggity. That's Sarah Connor. French Kisses. A recent CD I found at the Goodwill. It's probably pop stuff from the early 2000s. I wasn't impressed with the first two tracks because I'd rather listen to Blackstreet, No Diggity, as opposed to French Kisses. And the first track on there, Bounce, sounded like a freaking Mary J. Blige song. It's like, what the hell's the point? But after that, it got a little better. Not exactly award-winning stuff, but at least it was original. But that's the problem with music as it gets newer and newer. As you get listening to stuff that's newer and newer, it's all just auto-tune and frickin' key musical parts of other songs. It's like, what's the point? I mean, I still haven't listened to the whole CD yet, but I just wanted to make a video basically just talking about the music I've been listening to and the movies I've been watching. Just to get one out there. I gotta get home, I gotta cut the grass, but figure I'll make a video. So I listened to another soundtrack, Woman in Red. Never saw the movie, but apparently Stevie Wonder does the soundtrack. Can't go wrong with Stevie Wonder. But I gotta say, the song I Just Called to Say I Love You is on here. And when I was listening to it, there's an extended version. Now, if you ever wondered what it would sound like to hear a synthesizer sing the song I Just Called to Say I Love You instead of Stevie Wonder, then give the extended version a listen. That's right. It's like listening to a synthesizer sing the song I Just Called to Say I Love You by Stevie Wonder. Then there's another track on there called Don't Drive Drunk. It's boy, Stevie Wonder, R&B, music maker extraordinaire, and all-around good guy. Role model for the kids. Makes a song called Don't Drink and Drive. But, and then I also listened to the soundtrack to Honeymoon in Vegas. Another movie I never saw. I probably saw parts of it when I was a kid, because I'm sure that's one my mom probably watched once or twice. But it's all just full of covers. Other people covering Elvis Presley songs. Billy Joel, Travis Tritt. Part of the highlights on this one for me were Travis Tritt doing Burning Love, and Jeff Beck, who doesn't sing, but he did a cover of Hound Dog, which is all just guitar. That was pretty cool. John Mellencamp did a pretty good, kind of made the song Jailhouse Rock his own. What else? Uh-oh, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Last time I looked this way, I paused the camera while driving through all this rough trail, but there ain't nobody around this time, so I'll just keep recording. But yeah, Honeymoon in Vegas. Dwight Yoakam doing Suspicious Mind is pretty good. That song is just awesome anyways. Even I have fun playing with that one on guitar. But, like I said, never seen the movie, but interesting soundtrack. I also listened to more songs from the Big Chill soundtrack. Another movie I never saw. I only got one story to share with this one. In regards, it actually is related to my father. Kid on a mini bike here. Must be a bike trail somewhere around here. Anywho, but the soundtrack for More Big Chills, the song "The Weight" is on here. Now, when I was a kid, take a load off, and you put the load right on me. So when I was a kid, my father told me that song was about two friends, a fat guy and a skinny guy. And the skinny guy was singing to the fat guy, take a load off and put the load right on me. When I was a kid, I was like, okay, whatever, Dad. But as I got older, I listened to the song with my own ears and brain, and I thought, there's got to be more to it. There's got to be more of a philosophical thing going on here, besides just two friends, one fat and one skinny. But then my father always was a simpleton. His interpretation of a lot of things in this world, or whether it's movies, music, either center around him or a very one-dimensional way of thinking. He is who he is. Guess that's why I put up with him, tolerate him. But I also listened to, I already made a video about that, the Flashdance soundtrack. I made a video short about that. That Maniac song, that always, I never saw the movie Flashdance, but this Maniac song always reminds me of a movie, Tommy Boy. The part where Rob Lowe's character asked Chris Farley's character, did you grow up under power lines? Chris Farley's character laughing his ass off, dancing around. All of a sudden he stops. Why? That's what that song reminds me of. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about this random stuff. I watched the movie They Live recently. I had it on a DVD. There's only one part of that whole, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie. If you haven't seen the movie They Live, starring WWF wrestler Roddy Piper. But there's only one part of that whole movie I hate. The part where the Frank character gets killed by the Meg Foster character. Because apparently, and put the cliche aside with the whole, the black guy always dies. You always hear, when I was growing up, you always hear black people talking about, oh yeah, that movie, I know this movie, that the black guy always dies. Well, that aside, it's not because it has nothing to do with the guy's ethnicity, why that part of the movie sucks. It's just the way it happens. The Meg Foster character turns out to be a less than decent human being, biatch. The hell was her name? Oh, Holly, yeah. Her character's name was Holly in that movie. But she basically just gives in to the evil forces that be, because if you can't beat them, join them, I guess is their philosophy. But that's why, if you want to be a freedom-loving human being, you gotta have a heart and soul for it. You have to have the soul of a man has to have the soul of a soldier if he wants to survive freely. That's why a king needs a queen. But yeah, They Live. I surprised myself. I surprised myself. Now, I watched the movie probably for the maybe fifth time in my life, fifth or sixth time in my life. I surprised myself how much I actually didn't remember about the film. The first time I saw it, I was probably 13 or 14. I watched it on network TV where I was living at the time, on a black and white 13-inch TV my grandfather gave to me. And I was just blown away by it. The movie blew me away. And there's a 7-minute fight scene in an alleyway in this film that, upon especially repeat viewing, can kind of get annoying because it's 7 freaking minutes long, and I didn't understand it till much later after watching videos about it on YouTube. Apparently, John Carpenter, the reason he made that fight sequence last so freaking long is supposed to emphasize how hard it can be to get a person to see truth, especially one who is content with their own biased ignorance. That's that whole life imitating art, imitating life. But, yeah, it is a interesting film. If you take away the alien factor in the storytelling, there's a lot in that movie that could be applied to what's going on in the world now. Sadly. Alright, I blabbed for over 11 minutes, so I'll just end this one. Well, I did want to talk about one thing. I kind of already knew this, but, breakfast is not, repeat, not the most important meal of the day. That was just a sales pitch by Kellogg back in the day. A sales pitch that seeped its way into the subconscious of the general public over the years. I'm discovering that a lot of the things that I used to do that worked actually involve this media, what do they call it? Let's say that word. Fasting. Can't think of the freaking word right now. Horsies. Always can find farmland living here in the Midwest. But I've discovered one of the reasons I was getting headaches is because I was going to sleep starving. I discovered I wasn't eating enough meat, especially to keep up with working 2 jobs. It's amazing how much water I need to drink and how much meat I need to ingest just to function, just to maintain functionality. Intermittent. That's it. Intermittent fasting. Man, that's kind of what I always did before, only I didn't think about it. I just did it. I didn't, have to apply precious brain power to it. I just did it. My whole life I've had success and failings with weight loss. But in many ways, for me, working 2 jobs is actually helping me. It's actually forcing me to use my limited free time more sparingly. My calculations are correct, I should be able to go back to doing what I was doing before, where I was sleeping 5 to 6 hours, solid hours a night, and getting up, basically ready to go. I haven't needed an alarm clock in years, but these days I don't even need an alarm clock. As long as I give myself that 5.5 to 6 hours of solid sleep, I seem to do all right. All right, but But yeah, breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. That was just a sales pitch from Kellogg's back in the day that over the years seeped its way into the public subconscious. That's not to say that, breakfast isn't important at all, but it's not as crucial